This right here is the beginning of something new. The beginning of something exciting. It's my new drone, guys. It's a cinewhoop drone that is perfect to capture cinematic footage indoors and outdoors. I'm a travel vlogger, and as a travel vlogger, I want to continuously travel as cheap as possible. And something I've done in the past is that I've contacted hotels and resorts, and in exchange of a free video and free exposure for their hotel, I get a free stay. I did this a few times in Hoi An and Da Nang. And something that I really think with this drone you can do is capture the inside of a hotel room, the inside of a lobby, the pool, and go through little loops in a way that you can't really do with a normal camera or a camera and a gimbal. And I really want to learn and perfect my craft to make the best epic shots for hotels and resorts to get them more exposure and assist them in their business. So without further ado, let's open up my new drone. Bam, 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 bam. It's actually a pretty small package. So these are the goggles and this is the drone. Interesting. And here in Vietnam, I only really found 2 shops in the whole country that sell these type of drones. One of the shops that I got it from is called Next Shop. Sony Alpha Next Shop. I bought it through Lazada. Cost me 6 million something. I'll put it right here. Which I found it to be a fair price compared to what the other websites, which one of them is called Banggood, where a lot of people buy their drone equipment, offered. Wow, this is the drone? Nuh-uh, look how tiny it is, dude. Holy shit. It's way tinier than I expected. Look at this. This is the size of my hand. Wow, this is incredible. Oh my god, I cannot believe I have it in my hands. Ooh. You see, all the videos that I saw online, I pictured it to be a lot bigger for some reason. Now I can understand why you can't really fly it with a normal GoPro. You have to only use a naked GoPro, and I think that's gonna be my next purchase. I need to get a naked GoPro, which is a normal GoPro where they strip out all the heavy extra stuff that it has, and they just leave the camera and all the necessary components. It makes it 3/4 lighter or something like that. That way, this drone doesn't struggle when it's flying. Now, my goggles. I went with the Eachine EV800 DM goggles. These were one of the cheapest ones, and a lot of the reviews were very positive about these goggles. These are analog goggles. I really would love to change to HD with the DJI goggles, but those were extremely expensive. They were like $500 or $600, and then the drone was more expensive as well. So I think I'd rather start with analog, perfection my flying, get some clients, make some money, and then move on to bigger and better things. But for now, these will be my babies to fly this beautiful drone. Okay, these are the goggles. Bam. Once again, for some reason, all the videos that I saw on YouTube, I pictured that all the items were a lot bigger. They just seem a lot bigger online, but this is actually not as big as I thought. Look, it's almost the size of my hand as well, and I have a tiny hand. Something that really was gonna put me off from getting into FPV was just having to carry a lot more stuff than you would if you just had a normal drone. But to tell you the truth, this is extremely tiny, and this is not that big. And then you have the control, which if you get the Jumper T Lite, which is kind of small, it's not that much. So this will be all your equipment right here. Easy. Okay, let's see how these feel. Bam. Okay, let's see how this. Whoa, okay, cool. This is great. Wow. This is awesome. Oh my god, dude. It's next level. Of course, flying like this would be amazing. Comparing it to a normal drone where you're flying off your phone, flying with this, wow. I can understand now how people can fly like crazy and go through different little holes and have so much better control of the drone as you would with a normal drone. This is fantastic. This takes things to another level. It's nothing even compared to the simulator. Oh my god, this is so cool. I cannot wait to get started. I did order some batteries, but they haven't arrived yet. So unfortunately, I won't be able to fly this drone unless they arrive today, which I highly doubt it. I think they'll be arriving either tomorrow or the day after. But when you order your batteries, you can't just charge your batteries with anything. And I did tons of research. I think I spent maybe 3 to 4 hours doing research after research, finding which is the best charger for the batteries, and I came down to the conclusion that the best one is the 608 AC, because a lot of the chargers you have to buy an extra adapter to be able to connect it to a normal wall, and that's ridiculous. You would buy the charger and then the extra adapter was another big ass thing that you need to buy separately, and it was just extremely annoying. And also, some of the other chargers only support up to 4S batteries. So if you don't want to expand your drone collection, the bigger drones that go with longer range or the 5-inch drones use bigger batteries with bigger cells. So if you buy that charger, it's not going to support these other batteries. Therefore, I went with this one. Also, it has its own AC power input adapter that if you'd like, you can take off or take on. The only downside is that it only has the option to charge one battery at a time. But I know there's a way around it where you can buy an extra adapter and you can charge more batteries. I just have to do some more research, but I'll keep you guys updated on how that is possible. Also, it brings a fan ventilator, which some of the other ones were cheaper, but it didn't bring that. And a lot of people say it's very dangerous and you have to be very careful with charging these batteries because then you can just boom, burst into fire. So I just wanted to be safe, and the price was fairly cheap. I'll leave it here, but I found that to be the best option as a beginner, and it's small and compact. It's not that big, see? The last thing I want is something that's too big and heavy. This one is not heavy at all. So, boom, this is my whole setup right here. I have ordered 2 batteries, one that's 450 and one that's 650. I just wanted to test out because you have to be careful. If the battery is too heavy, then the drone will struggle more with flying. You will get more flying time, but then you will lose power. So it's a balance that you have to learn. And since I'm a new beginner, I'm not sure which one will be better, but when I receive my batteries and I'm able to get a GoPro on here, I'll explain to you guys which is the perfect setup for what I've decided to go with. Also, the cost of everything was this. I'll leave it right here so you guys can do the math. But I'm in Vietnam, as some of you guys know. I may have paid a little bit more than the usual person would if they were maybe in the States or other countries where they can order from Banggood. I haven't ordered from Banggood because here in Vietnam, if you do order stuff, sometimes when you import it from other countries, you have to pay a tax on it, and sometimes tax is ridiculous. Therefore, I just decided to buy everything within Vietnam. That way I didn't have any issues. As soon as I get the batteries, as soon as I got everything set up, I'm gonna document my journey from flying it for the first time to connecting it to the goggles, so I can educate you guys and make your process a lot easier when you decide to start with FPV. So make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments if you will be getting into FPV and if you find the Cinelog 25 to possibly be your first drone. I think it's a great beginner drone, to tell you the truth, from all the reviews I've heard. It's easier to fly. It also has these foam protectors in the outside, so if you crash it into things, you're gonna be safe and it's not gonna break right away. And the camera right here, which is the Cadex, it's protected. So if you do decide to crash, it's never gonna hit the camera and you're never gonna have any issues. I cannot wait for my battery to arrive, but please make sure to subscribe so you can continue following my journey, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Christian Rodriguez, bye.